Shishty. Hey, you got something shishty coming into this one right here. And with the whole thing, especially with, the main thing, especially how you see it. But you got the difference. Hey, you got the difference, the difference and everything else. But Pac-Man, and he got something, he's always, coming with something, renewed. Like it's always something renewable. But yeah, with the just the different, especially with his renewable thing coming into this whole thing, but especially with Pac-Man and the main, Forest, especially his renection and everything else, but especially with the different.
Beats by Nazar.
Don't know what you're really on, silly individual. Streets know I'm really on, militant and digital. Forget these little peasants, I'm a living legend. Risk collection, cost a crib in Streatham, used to chill a second. She fell in love with me, I fell in love with the streets. All the fuckery, pointers in my paddock and my living legend. Risk individual.
Beats by Nazar.
Don't know what you're really on, silly individual. Streets know I'm really on, militant and digital. Forget these little peasants, I'm a living legend. Risk collection, cost a crib.
Ooh, he said silly in a visual. Ooh, and freak all these collections because I'm a visual something. Like, ooh, like it just comes around it.
Silly individual, streets know I'm really on, militant and digital. Forget these little peasants, I'm a living legend. Risk collection, cost a crib in Streatham, used to chill a second. She
Who let them know? Hey, let them know. What you? Hey, let them know. Like, hey, he put in that whole thing. Hey, ain't no seconds, ain't no third seconds. You like the ain't it's a 0 second. You the first. The first of the lose or the first of the last.
Forget these little peasants, I'm a living legend. Risk collection, cost a crib in Streatham, used to chill a second. She fell in love with me, I fell in love with the streets. All the fuckery, pointers in my paddock and my custom piece. Fuck with me, running with the money team, sucker free. Just put down another 100 G's. Just a product of my habitat, imagine that. Due a platinum Daytona, not a platinum plaque. Cold winters, I was grinding, trying to stack this cash. Phones ringing, 3 lines on me like Adidas. Bank rolls, ran through chickens like Nando's. Bang smoke, any.
Ooh, let them know, ran through chicken just like mine, those, and everything else, chasing chasing the cash like we was just like it was off of the streets and everything else, especially how everything else, rans up and everything else. Like he said, he put in different parts and different things. You can't beat that. You can't beat that when you prove when you're not out here trying to prove a point. You out here just trying to, put your presence and everything else, stay on your feet and get it how you live it, especially like they say, live it how you get it, especially in everything else. You can't really invest into him, and get the literacy. I just gotta get them prives, everything else coming into.
Where gang goes, facts. You never had a backbone, we never got him back broke. Knew that I would make it, I swear I always had hope. Different. Outside's dangerous, them man ain't the same as us. I'm spontaneous, I move different. Cut from different cloth, come from different stock. Piss me off, spontaneous, I move different. Cut from different.
Ooh, I like that one. He said I'm spontaneous. Ooh, that one right there. That's something newy to me, Hey, he said he's something, he's notorious, something else, but hey, coming from that, especially from him, he's Cetra's a part of everyone else. Like, hey, like the whole thing apart itself.
Cloth come from different stock, piss me off, then I move different. See my coupe different, see my roof missing, see my jewels glisten, make these girls move different. Stack paper while you mad hater, might blow the bag later, my money move different. Gave man them work to sell, gave that girl Chanel, still grinding, trying to give my mum the world as well. You never rolled a Vic or controlled your strip, rappers can't relate to me cause they never sold a brick. Feel betrayed but my morals stayed the same. Feel my pain, still filled with hate and rage. Physically, mentally, emotionally scarred. Been broke in the past, of course we got smoke in the dance. I'm lit, high risk, quarter mil on my wrist. Why you talking still, be quiet. When I buy drip, £5 in Knightsbridge. Can't wife it, she got way too much mileage. I friend zone girls, they don't friend zone me. Was young outside on my 10 toes G. Built 100 bridges when I went OT. Big Pacachino had 10 rollies. Different. Outside's dangerous, the man ain't the same as us. I'm spontaneous.
Oh, he said outside dangerous and everything else, the man's is notorious and everything else too, he's coming from another socket too, especially he came in with some, some type of, night clothes, like he got the night clothes and night shivers, so he's coming from a different side, especially from everything else, you coming from a different side, you letting them know, which side you off of, like you ain't off of the same off day off of you on your own type of, present time, like you got your own little thing going on, especially everyone else got their own time, everybody has a time to everything, because everyone has that thing is ticking.
Outside's dangerous, the man ain't the same as us. I'm spontaneous, I move different. Cut from different cloth, come from different stock. Piss me off, then I move different. See my coupe different, see my roof missing, see my jewels glisten, make these girls move different. Stack paper while you mad hater, might blow the bag later, my money move different.
Oh, I always see something, I always see something coming into it, especially with his whole thing. But hey, he said he came in, he came in slaughtery different. Like, hey, he always has something, uh, you know, ordinary thing. He's always come with a ordinary thing, another one of them. But especially with his whole thing coming through, especially with everything else, I'm seeing something. I'm seeing something. Him, having this whole clever thing, because he always has something on a pattern. Like it's always something hidden. But you got with Pac-Man, especially with the different, and everything else, coming to it, you got the differently, but everything else coming into it, especially with, his main thing and everything else, because, you know, you got so much of a work gen next to it, but with everything else coming into it, especially with, his whole thing, especially, with the unlimited stuff coming through it, but everything else, but mainly with him, he comes from another spatial thing, but from the whole thing and everything else, make sure you guys check this one out and everything else, but this one.